Hey everyone, Tony from Hearns here on episode 3 I think of the B6.4CC, the clear plastic edition of Associated's two-wheel drive buggy. Since the last one I actually snuck ahead a little bit. Last time I just put the C-hubs on, but I had all the bits out. I thought, oh, why not? So I've actually put the steering hubs on. We'll turn this around so we can come up here. So the steering hubs are on with the axles and the carbon steering, I don't know what you call them, bits, whatever. They're on there now, so we've got most of the front end on. I've also taken a different tack here with the build because it's noticeable that the build, even though we allow about an hour per video, a lot of that is taking up with this build with tapping and threading the plastics, and it's just taking so long that I thought we need to find a better way of doing it. So I've skipped ahead of 3 or 4 pages on the manual and pre-tapped I think all of the holes in the plastics, so we should be able to get through a little bit more than what I have been. We'll see what happens. Anyway, let's get going. We're onto the rear end now because we've done most of the front. We'll do all the turnbuckles and stuff later. Let's have a go at the rear arm mounts. They've got the pill inserts. I've already put those in. I've just set them at 0 degrees all round. Once again, because this is not a car that's going to be used, so I've just set it up very, very basic. Arm mounts, M3x6, that'll be these little buggers. Again, it's metal to metal. You would usually thread lock this, but on a car that's not going to be used, not that important. Just put them in. Actually, that looks a little bit long. I think I might have. Let's go through what we've got available here. What I put in there on both of those one is an M3x8, not a 6. So I'll just change those two. Oh, that one's okay. That is an M3x6. It was just the first one. Actually, I think the second one, I think I've managed to get that one wrong twice. That's a really good start. That's better. Okay. Front rear arm mount is done. Now we're on to the rear arms. I've pre-tapped all the threads in here that I can see. Now these are M3x20 set screws. It's a big long one. This is to mount the rear shocks on. It goes in the outermost hole, and as you can see, it goes in nice and easily because I pre-tapped this. That's probably far enough. You can hear the sound. Doesn't want to go any further. You don't want to get tempted to use a power screwdriver or something to do these. Even though they've been tapped now, you still want to take it easy. Okay. Let's put the rear arms on now. There's a little spacer, you don't want to forget that. It's not critical on a display build, but it'll keep it from wobbling around and looking crap. Once again, I've already put the pills in here. Just gonna set that down there. The rear bumper I've already put onto the rear arm mount. And that's can bring this over here so you can see it. This is where we're at. These are just press fit together at the moment. It doesn't say to actually screw that on, so I'll leave it like that. I'm going to put that aside now. And now I'm going to change manual pages. Because I lost the original manual, still somewhere at home, I printed one out, but what I printed out was for something different, gear diff. This car doesn't have a gear diff. This car has a ball diff, so I've just gone ahead, printed out the ball diff instructions from the RC10 Worlds car. We're going to use that. So let's get out all the bits. In theory, I should be able to build one of these without looking at it. I would have built an awful lot of them over the years, but it's probably, gee, I don't know, 5 or 6 years since I last did one, so we'll follow the instructions and do what Associated say. Oh, here we go. Little balls everywhere. I should be smart and put these in the compartment over here. Less chance of them disappearing. Okay, now the manual cautions about 4 moulded dimples on one side. I'm looking, there's 4. You've got to put the little ball, the main diff balls in from a different side to that. Just oh, looking around, where are they? It was 12, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So this is This is the diff ball grease, big container, and like hardly anything in it as usual. They're not giving much away. I'm just gonna put that in, spread a bit about. What you want to do is just get a little bit in each of the holes, just enough to hold the diff ball when you put it in. Just tends to stick to the knife. Okay, but the good thing about that is that we can pick them up and put them in. Just checking here to make sure I've got them in. Yep. This is a tedious job. It takes ages. Just keep moving them around until you've got them where you want them. The temptation here is, because it's a display car, I probably don't need to put these in. I can just screw it up, but it's not the way to do it. Do it properly. I've always had a lot of success with Associated ball diffs. They always seem to work really nicely. Two more. There we go. Now I'm just going to go around. Make sure each one's seated nicely. A couple of them I might have actually pushed through, so I'll have to turn it over and fix that. But you can feel them just sit in. Okay, there's more falling through than what I like. Okay, got that done. Now we get the diff drive rings. Again, a little bit of the Associated lube. This is basically just here to hold them in place while we assemble it. If you're building this for racing, you'd probably spend a lot of time making sure these are perfectly smooth. You grind them down. It just makes the diff operation work so much better. But with this car, we don't need to worry about that. go. So this is the right hand side diff out drive, this is the left hand side. We're now going to, I'll need to open this up. Associated black grease has been around for a long time. Hang on, I just need a bit of a rag. In the old days it was individual tiny little balls. Now there's a thrust bearing instead. It already holds them all together. Again, a little bit more of the black grease. This goes on top. That's sandwiched together. Now that goes through the right hand side diff out drive. Just gonna support that on there while I push that through. There's 1, 2 ball bearings. And now actual diff gear goes on. You can see we're okay there. Now the left hand side, done. That's basically your ball diff ready to go. Now the spring, and this is the locking T-nut. You might be able to see it's got a tiny little threaded nut inside there. Push that down there. Whoops, I forgot to do the important thing. You must compress the spring first before you put it in. So we need to pull that out, if I can. There we go. Rest that down like that so it doesn't go too far. Where are my little special pliers? The JPRC pliers. Okay, that just, by doing this, you're setting the spring a little bit lower. That'll make it easier to do up the T-nut. Push that in. Now, this is always a hard bit, getting it started. I think we've got it now. Yep. There is there's comprehensive instructions here on exactly how to set up the ball diff, how to get it just right. Again, this is, oh, that's nowhere near tight enough. This is a display car, it doesn't need to be perfect. I'll just do it up by hand, and oh yeah, that's not too bad. I'm happy with that. So we have a functional ball diff. Funny how these have fallen out of favour over the years. Now the big trend is use gear diffs on everything, which I suppose is good. You don't have all the maintenance and the worries, but I'm a big fan of the ball diff. On a bumpy track, I think they work a lot better. On the smooth high grip tracks that we've got today, maybe not quite so much. But anyway, that one's done. let's move back to the original manual printout. We've got it all here. We could move on to the bit that says not included, but it's not included. Let's take some transmission halves. And idler gear and some other bits. That's a big long screw. What we've got here is bearing in. I'm actually going to use the gear itself to press that in. This goes in there. This actually brings back a lot of memories, the colour of these gears that Associated haven't changed that for years. I'm used to more the white of all the other kits, or sometimes black. Seeing this reminds me of very much of Associated kits. So we need an idler gear shaft, which is over here. I'm just going to assemble all the parts into the left hand side. Ooh, it's actually a bit tight. Beautiful. Normally at this stage I would be putting some lithium grease on here and here, just a little bit, and spreading around. But if we do it with this one, it's because it's a display car, you're going to get gunk all on the inside. So not going to do it, just going to leave it like this. So that's now ready to go. We can, oh, nearly missed a bearing. Why didn't you tell me? Or were there people yelling at TFG, you've missed a bearing? But no. I was one step ahead of you. This will be a... This won't want to cooperate. Let's... yeah, that bearing's not seated properly. I can't use my special tool in this instance. We just need to get that pushed down inside. It's just sitting a little bit proud of where I want it to be. Oh, let's go to this. There's a degree of reluctance on this one. Hello, BJ.
Hello, what's that?
All the colour went out of this one. I don't know where it's gone.
What do you mean? It's lost its pigment.
Yeah, it's lost its pigment.
It's looking alright, isn't it?
It's pretty cool when you actually, you get bits in.
I actually like that brown colour of
I
the
was
gears.
just saying how it takes me back to the years ago when all this, the original 6-gear RC10, you had to, I think a lot of us dyed the plastics then, but then since then they've all gone this, from what I remember. I could be completely full of shit and it wouldn't be the first time.
No, it wouldn't be.
No, but that reminds me, I look at that and go, oh yeah, that colour. It's an associated colour. It must be the.
I don't know. It looks like a really industrial material.
Yeah, it looks tough and rugged, unlike you and me. Yeah.
I thought I was going to be more rugged.
Well, maybe you are. Maybe you are, but so we're just putting all this together. But this bearing isn't seating properly.
Ah, okay.
So
you don't want to push it too hard, do you, on this clear stuff?
Normally I just hammer it in, but in this one I'm not going to. So I'm going to push it out again and give it another go.
A bit of lube.
I was thinking a bit of lube. That's normally when.
Does it feel like a bit of lube is all you need, or you have to clear it a bit more?
No, I think we'll be okay. I think a bit of lube.
Yeah,
normally when we say lube, that's when Brett comes in.
Yeah, but he's not here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're lucky.
Yeah, but he'll be screaming at the video.
Probably.
Yeah.
While some lube.
Put on some lube.
Yeah.
I'm just going to push this out.
Yeah.
The really dodgy way. No one look at this.
All right. Good work. All right.
Look at that.
Do it.
Bye bye. Please don't come back. Oh wait, you're just sitting over there. That's what I like about our video shoots. They're very professional. I'm actually going to put a little bit of diff lube in here to try and help get it in. Because here I was complaining about the Associated don't give you enough diff lube, and now there's still most of it left. In fact, you were saying to me just before, Beach, about how they used to give you the tiny little slivers in the little plastic bags.
Yeah,
in RC10 kits.
They used to sneeze in them. I remember old HBI kits look like they used to sneeze.
Yeah?
In them. Yeah. Well, there's definitely quite a bit more stuff in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Look at that.
Yeah. Oh, it worked.
Oh, I'm not. No, it hasn't yet.
It needs a little bit of help.
I think it's still going to need help.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, let's go on a soft mat.
Bang! Oh, that was a satisfactory noise.
Was that homed in?
Well, it's not coming out again, I can tell you now. Not ever. I do find that the tolerances on the clear plastic parts are a little bit tighter. Or it could just be that the material itself is actually quite a bit harder. You check that and that spins nicely. Like that a lot. Like that a lot. So that's good. And look at that, you can see the gears inside. It gives, for non-RC people, it gives them an idea of how the transmission works, the reduction from the diff gear to the idler up to the main idler shaft. And we're good. Okay. We need some more bits, which we've got in here. Need some ball studs. Okay, this is a rear ball stud mount. We need an 8mm ball stud. We've got 2 of those. And a 1 and 2mm aluminium washer. 1 and 2. And these go in, I think, the outer hole. That was a bit optimistic. That was a 2.5. That was never going to go in. And it's a 2.5 by 8mm countersunk screw. So I noticed this before. I was nearly going to tap this with the 3mm tap, then looked at it and I thought that hole's really small. And since then, checked, and it's this one here, so it's only a little one. Now, this stage, there's nothing really holding this together. So I'm gonna as you can see, the hole is here, but I can't really screw into it because it's like that. For the moment at least, I'm going to put that aside until we've actually put a screw through here to hold this together. I don't think it's, or perhaps, I was thinking about just clamping it together or putting a screw through to hold it, but I'm not sure that's going to work. Let's move on to the next step. We can always come back to that anyway. We need the inserts to locate the diff within the housing. I'm going to go with the center mount one. Yep. Push these in. Put that in. Ooh. If I'm assembling a gearbox for a competition two-wheel drive buggy, I'll put this in and move it around 2 or 3 times, because sometimes you might find just the orientation of the teeth just a little bit different. In this case, it's pretty good anyway, but I think it's something that's worth looking into anyway. Now, where are we? This is the gearbox top. Now this goes in there. Now this is telling me that I need to put this on regardless. So even though there's nowhere for it to screw into, I'm going to have to give it a try. So screw it down. Hopefully it bites. And it has. Okay. Now BJ and I were playing with this before, and he couldn't get it to sit in there properly because he was trying to come from this direction. You actually have to come in from the top, and there's little slots that it goes into. You've got to get that right. You do that and it's fine. That is an assembled B6.4 gearbox. This will be a cool thing to, well, we're going to have it out at our sister store, the Hobby Man. People will be able to go in and see it, but if you have one of these at home, it's so cool to show to your mates. Hey, have a look at this. This is how an RC car works. Now we need some more screws. M3x12 button head. Thought so, they look too big. These look just right. They look like M3x12s to me. They don't. I'm looking for, like most kits have, down the side. Check it out. Associated don't do that. Wish they did. Anyway, I'll put these in now. One there, one there. Again, these have all been pre-tapped earlier on today, So they're ready to go. I'm going to screw these in, but I'm not going to do them too tight until I've got all 4 in. Now I need another couple the same. Double check. M3x12. Button head. To which the answer is, who are you calling button head? Must admit this gearbox has gone together a lot quicker than I thought. Very, very conscious of the fact you can hear the plastic parts creaking, something that you don't normally hear with the black parts in the standard kit. Still going around very carefully, doing the crisscross thing like you would putting a cylinder head on. I'm watching here because I can see it all closing up. Starting to get to the point where it's correct. I like it through here where you can see the blue alloy through the clear. That's cool. Okay. Just do a check. Yep. That's all good. So that's correct now. And next is the lay down chassis brace, which goes in here. This uses a shock pivot ball in there, which we can insert using our JPRC pliers. That one worried me. Thought, oh, this is dangerous, but it went in okay. And that's a M3x16 button head. Which looks like that to me. Just taking the opportunity to check I haven't oriented anything wrong here, but no, it's all good. Does feel really tight, this one though. I wonder whether when I tap the thread, whether I did it in the right direction or not. Not sure. Yeah, I think I'll leave that there. Okay, we've got an M3x20 that goes through here. Just having a look. It's about right. seems very reluctant to push through. Let's just make sure this is lined up. Okay. Just gonna give this a little bit more action with the tap. It seems there's a slight misalignment there. Just enough to make it difficult to get it to go through, so we'll give it a bit of this action. Okay. Gonna come back to that one. Doesn't seem to be happy. I'm not sure why. I don't want to force anything, but it's not critical. I can come back to that. We can access that at any time, but these things are going to happen. It doesn't look like it's quite right. That's all right. Let's turn it around. The gear guard. I didn't actually tap these. I didn't think I'd get this far on the build, so I didn't tap them. So now, sorry, you're going to have to put up with me doing some of the slow tapping again. I've gone through this a lot quicker than what I anticipated. Bit of a surprise. Gear guards hold at M3 by 10, so I can work out how far I need to go in. And there's 3 of these. Sorry, we're back to the old days of having to watch me do this. I actually wonder how many of you will actually buy one of these kits anyway. Will you need to watch this? Or as someone said, it's like an ASMR video. You know what they are? They're the ones that people watch to relax them. It's not intended as that. It's more like they're watching it to help them fall asleep because it's so unbelievably boring. Doesn't matter. The kit needs to be built so we can put it on display, and we might as well film it. It might help someone. We need the motor plate now. There's the motor plate. There's the guard. This is an M3 by 10 countersunk. And another one. Just need to line that up. Come on, you're not cooperating. Ah, that's better. and one more down the bottom. Okay. Oh, didn't quite tap that one far enough. There's the difference that it's so much harder to get it in without having pre-tapped it. Now, we're on the slipper clutch. Which is this. Now, the clutch pads are keyed to the spur gear. If we turn that over, that one fits there. And that is the inner. Now this one fits here. It's called Octo Lock. I didn't know that. There we go. There's all the parts. Ah, I saw this tiny little pin earlier. I wondered what it was for. It's for this. Now I can't find. Ah, there it is. That goes through there, hopefully. It's a bit reluctant. We're just going to sit that there. Might be able to see the hole there, and there's this tiny pin. It may require a bit of persuasion. Here is the persuasion. There we go. This just needs to be centered in the screw. Actually, yeah, when in doubt, use bigger pliers. There we go. Pick that up again. Make sure they haven't moved, and that's in. We push this through. Need to twist that round so that it seats properly. What I might do is approach this a different way. That's better. Sometimes it's just pushing it and going for it. Doesn't always work. Try a different way, and now that will go. Went all the way in, but of course I've lost the slipper pad. And now that's come out. I think we'll take it all off, do it again. Bloody slipper clutches are always like this. Just need to get this right. Stop laughing at me. I know there's probably a better way to do this, but I don't know what it is. If I hold that, I should be able to turn this and get it to work. There we go. Don't do it again. Now we have the slipper spring adapter, which looks to be like this. Actually, no. I used the outer one, not the inner one. Okay, that's good. This one. I think this one's, there's two ways of putting this on. I think I chose the wrong one. There. Now we just need an M3 lock nut and we can tighten the slipper up. There we go. What I'm going to do is use the big pointy nose pliers to pull the spring down. And we're good. Apart from the fact that the slipper pad has come out. No, that's okay now. So got that on now. So we're up to this point here. We can put the rear shock tower on now. I haven't pre-tapped that one, and there's a few other bits and pieces that I need to do before we go on to the next steps. I'm going to call it quits here. We've got a B6 transmission, fully assembled, pretty much ready to go. And it's a wonderful thing to look at. I have an engineering background myself, and being able to see the gears and everything inside here, it's really cool. It's an enjoyable thing. This has been a very interesting build for me. Anyway, we're going to leave it there now. We'll be back with episode 4, I think it is, sometime soon. In the meantime, I'm Tony from Hearns. Enjoy building.